I'm going to show you today how I wash my brushes. First, I'm going to show you a DIY brush cleaner that I created using just a plain plastic tray that I got from the dollar store and a hot glue gun, and just made designs because the Sigma brush cleaner was way too costly. I made several different ones. One of them has dots and smaller things for smaller brushes and bigger things for bigger brushes. I clean my brushes using Cetaphil and moderately warm water. I'll put water or soap all over and get it a little soapy. And I'll make sure my brush is wet. And then I'll just move it around and you'll see how the makeup is coming off. And to rinse it, make sure I get all the soap off. I will rinse it underwater. Once I'm sure that it's clean, I'll set aside and go for the next brush. I'm going to show you using one of my face brushes. Make sure the brush is wet. And you can see how it's taking off that foundation, that powder, and cleaning that brush. And you want to make sure the soap is out completely. So it doesn't irritate your skin when it dries. Just wring them out pretty well and set them aside. And I'll show you where we're going to dry them later. This is my favorite blush brush, or brush I use for blush. You can see how pink it is. When it dries, you'll see how clean it is now. Not as pink. Here's my bronzer brush. Again, make sure you get all the soap out. You see it's now clean. Do the same concept with the smaller eye brushes. With the eye brushes, I tend to head for the smaller tray. That way they're not stretching out as much when you wash them. So wet your brush. And you can see it gets it clean. And rinse your brush out. Squeegee it, squeeze the water out, and that one's done. For our concealer brush, same concept. With the concealer brush, lather it. The friction with the hot glue marks help clean the bristles. And you can see that it's clean. Make sure you get all the soap out. And you're done there. Another thing I like to use are these little brush cleaners. I will link where you can get them down below. So you just put a little soap, whatever soap you're using. You can do a small brush the same way. And scrub it in the same manner that you would a bigger one. Make sure that you rinse it well, and it's back to being clean. You can also use a big brush. I'll use one of my foundation brushes. Just wet it. Apply soap. And pretty much does the same thing. I like to use the big boards for my bigger brushes, obviously, because you have a better working area, but you can still see that it's removing product. You can see how much product is coming off. As you wash your brushes. Just make sure you get the soap out. There you go. Very easy, even for your big fluffy brushes. I like to wash it off or rinse it off to make sure, well, just kind of see how clean I'm getting my brushes. This one is just a highlighter or powder brush. It's not very dirty. I try to wash my brushes at least once a week, once every 2 weeks. I set the dirty ones aside after 1 or 2 uses, especially the face brushes, to try to minimize bacteria. even spread all over my face. Lord knows there's enough going on in my face I don't need any bacteria. Wash a couple more and then I'll show you where I dry them. Alright, now that we're done washing the brushes, I'm come over here to a little table I have set out of the way. I have a couple placemats down to catch any water as they dry, and I use these brush holders to allow them to dry facing down. It is something I found on, I think, AliExpress or eBay. I'll link down below where you can get it. But it just snaps on, so it's secure. For your larger brushes, you just pull them up and they hang down. I kind of balance them out by weight so that it doesn't get too heavy. And you'll see that they stay secure. Your smaller brushes do as well. Go ahead and move one up so you can see how it looks. Not the prettiest little thing, but it's very, very efficient at drawing brushes. I have several, so what you want to do is just make sure that when you put them on there, make sure that none of the brushes are down the bottom. So again, just load them. I have it on face down. Water doesn't stay in the barrel of the brush and damage your brush. And that's how you do it. So I let my brushes dry. It usually takes about 24 to 48 hours, and there you go. Thank you for watching.